So, Sha, what we're able to do, we're able to achieve, um, we're able to achieve quite a lot. Let me say what some that we cannot even showcase. Like one of the things that we noticed when we and the team had a meeting, we noticed that the team is not really kind of syncing together. So we came up with the meeting and asked, okay, what we can do to actually try to revolve things around to actually make the stuff goes better. So what we did was that we asked everybody and everybody talked about their plight and how we can change things around, run things around. And since that time we have been actually working and it has been really working, sure. So the next thing we did then was, okay, we tried to check up on the architecture and try to assign tasks to everybody, and we came up with another architecture which I and Femi did initially. Then Israel checked it up and saw that, okay, you can sit on around, then Israel turn it around also. So Israel is going to share his screen and is going to explain the architecture, right? Israel, you can share your screen, right?
Yeah, I can share my screen. Let me do that.
All right, so then that's that. So because we saw that when we wanted to start writing the code, I noticed that, okay, if this architecture is not really understandable and you have issues writing the code and we still go back and come and change so many things. So we're like, okay, we should get the architectures well and make everything work. So we just know that it's only information that I mean, so when we got the architecture working, I and Femi, we've been actually working on the code, and I won't lie to you, SQLite and Postgres really gave us the big issues because we were on the call yesterday in the midnight around for 3 hours, right? If I'm not wrong, Femi, trying to solve some bugs. So we later solved it, and we moved on to the next thing. So right now, I was hoping I was going to share my screen, but NEPA did not give me light now. So I was hoping because I've not pushed it to GitHub. I wanted to finish that the authentication part. But the only thing that's actually remaining there is just to write the part because we broke things down. When it's share screen, you're going to see as the flow. So the only thing that was remaining is just to write the code to generate the authentication, the JWT, and we attach that JWT to the mail. And so it's just remaining for me to write the code for those two functionalities. So that just is remaining. So that's what's. But by tomorrow, I hope there will be light this night, and I should be able to round things up with this stuff. Then we'll send people, then everybody's going to review. Then we'll do review so everybody could catch up and also sync back to the current state of the application. So that's what it is. So now Israel is going to explain the architecture for us. All right, Israel, go on.
Okay. Hello? Sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes.
we can hear you. Mm-hmm.
Hello?
Hear you. I'm not sure if you can hear us. Yeah.
Okay. So okay. So these are like the basic overview of Nigerian API. Hello, can you guys?
Yes, we can hear you, Israel.
Israel, just keep talking. Just keep talking. I think there's a delay or something.
Okay. So it's Nigerian API, like at Eclipse Chat, the architecture. So one thing is that before an API, he has to register. So we demand for his credentials, like his email address, his username, and his password. So we try to do a form of validation to know whether, okay, if this user exists in database or not. So if the user does not exist, then we save his data in the database and we try to generate a token using JSON Web Token. So we will take that token and append it to the user's to the link that we're going to send. So when he receives that email and clicks on it, we will know that, okay, this user is verified. So when a user is verified, we will then generate a token. And this is the token that this user is going to be using to have access to the API endpoints. So this token itself does not expire, but the token that will be generating that a user is going to use to verify is going to expire. So we're going to do that and save all that changes in our database, except for the generation of the token. We don't need to save that on database. Then when a user is now fully registered, he can now have access to our API. So whenever he's making any API call or to a particular endpoint, he's going to request for the token. So what happens is that when the user sends the token with the API endpoint, at the back end is going to decrypt the token. So when it decrypts the token and the token is actually valid, it's then going to return the data that is going to pull from the database back to the API for the user to consume. So that's just the basic overview of the API architecture.
So in addition to that, there are ways the tokens are going to be gotten from, like you mentioned, the first token that will be generated from our server is going to be attached to that link, which is going to click. So that token is going to expire maybe within 10 minutes or 15 minutes. So to actually verify if the person using the API is not a robot and to actually know, okay, this person is actually a user. So
makes sense.
Actually request for another one. So when you after that after you have clicked the token within that stipulated time, your profile is going to change, because in each user's details there is email, username, password, and activated. So by default, activated is set to false as a registering. So once it has been verified, it will change to true. And so when you are coming in as a sign up user, if you want to use the token, you want to have access to the API. So actually get that token and get the email, because the token will be stored some details, which is the email particularly and the activated. Just save the ID so we can able to check all the fields we want to check. So when the user is coming in to have access, we are going to check if this user is on our data. Okay, fine, it's there. Check if the user activated is true. If it's yes, then you have access to the token and do the necessary things you want to do with the token. So the way the token is going to be gotten, it will be mostly to be in the URL, the URI, maybe like Nigerian API /1/ universities / maybe API key, / dark custom API key, and then as a query parameter. So that's just how it's going to be. The problem is just that it was light. When and Femi were able to solve the bugs we were facing by SQLize, I told him that I could finish writing the code before today by 7 o'clock, but EPA is not on my side. So that was what happened. I was hoping I was going to share my screen to actually explain the codes to you, and we'll see how things will go. So that's just it.
Yeah. Doesn't anyone have any questions before I chip in? All right. So I really like the diagram. I really like the fact that you guys showed the flow of things, right? I guess, right, I didn't really have much comment at this point, right? You said you have a code to demo, right? When is you guys next meeting?
Our meeting is usually on Wednesdays, the normal meeting apart from this one, but we normally meet separately in the midnight most times. We can just, okay, we need to meet today, and we just meet in the midnight most times.
Midnight, Nigerian time, right?
Maybe like 2 hours or 3 hours.
Nigerian time, right? Right, midnight. So what is going to happen is, do you mind, my network is not even that good. Do you mind if you remind me to join your meeting for this week?
All right.
Yeah, send me, on that Wednesday, send me a link. I'm also going to put it on my calendar, right, to join your meeting this Thursday, okay?
All right, sir.
I would like to go through the code. That's why I'm asking. All right. Does any other person wants to chip in? All right. So one thing I will say is that, so what part of the application are you writing code for right now?
What part of the application are you what?
Are you writing code?
The authentication part.
Yeah, just authentication right now. Okay.
Yes, for now.
All right. Whereby you are using the JWT. What library are you using?
For which one? For the JWT.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for the JWT.
There's a package called JSON Web Token on NPM, and so that's what we're actually using to generate the Okay.
Okay. All right. Thanks. But that's the official. Is that like a community supported package, or is it like official package?
I think it's to be community supported. Like that's what most people use. Even Python guys, is part of the old stuff.
Okay.
I don't know how I'm going to put it. So most languages use it.
That's
Python
what.
to use it most.
Okay. All right. All right. No. Now, part of the authentication, right? So, how do you plan to things like test it? For example, the when you like building the authentication part, the username, the things like username, password, emails. Um, how do you plan on dealing with that part?
Okay. There's a package also that I'm using to validate before we actually get all those stuffs. There's this package called AppyGeo. I just found it out recently when I was making my research to actually verify to actually know if this email is actually an email and is not containing any. So there's this they have the package so you can put the request body dot, then you check if it's an email. If it's not email, to throw an error and it won't continue. So also the password also there's a verification that it must be 8. So it's going to check if this thing is 8 and is actually strong enough. So that package provides everything with actually use some reguess expression to actually check the length of the stuff. And also there's a confirm password like checking if the confirm password is not, if the password and confirm password is not the same thing, it's going to return an error and you won't be able to proceed. So when those things have passed, then you can continue with stuff. So forget that the package we're using for that one is called AppyJoy. HAPI/JOI. OI.
So that person is
JOI, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, JOI.
I know. Like, can you post some? Okay, I will just look it up. All right. All right. Thanks. I'm really looking forward to like first demo.
Okay, so.
All right. Does anybody from the other team have any kind of demo? So any kind of input or chip in or question?
Well, it's not really a question. But I'm really happy that you guys got in sync. Earlier, I and Fawaz spoke during the week that they're not communicating well, and they're not able to work efficiently like they used to. So I'm happy that they found a way around it.
Yeah.
And that's all, guys.
I'm actually happy about that too. I'm happy about that too because I thought it was a JavaScript problem. JavaScript team, they're always everywhere. They are never organized. All right. So I'm actually happy about that. So it's very important. Like everybody stays on the this thing, and also I know I haven't had like one-on-one with Fawaz about the team. I'm going to a meeting with the leader, and the goal is to see how everybody's performing actually. But I mean, the leaders so far have been very, very contributing. They've been very, very involving of. They've been doing their part of the job basically, right? But I would like to know other people. I also look at Slack. Many of you will see that I'm always green. But sometimes I not reply to your message immediately. Let me not lie to you. Sometimes I'll like see the message, but I'm actually doing some work stuff. So I'm able to like reply immediately. Right. But I do check the chat. For example, before I go to bed, I do look at the conversation. Right. So from that I can sense who is contributing and who is not contributing. But I haven't really acted on it. I haven't really I mean, at this point, right, I was thinking about something. Should I have a procedure whereby if someone is not contributing for a certain amount of time, I'll let them go from the team? I'm thinking about it. I've not really established any kind of procedure or things for that, right? But so contributing is very important. It's a very, very important metric to see how everyone is doing. And also it's for your own good. It's for everyone's good. All these, for example, look at what Fawaz and Israel and the team just showed here, right? If you go for interview, one idiot might ask you something like this: how will you design an API? And you don't even have to be a genius. Just remember what they were talking about here. And like, oh yeah, you're going to do this validation, you're going to get a JWT, blah, blah, blah. And in reality though, you've not done that shit before. Like you've not even done it before. But because someone talked about it, or you talked about it with somebody, you engage somebody, you can answer that part of the interview. Most things in an interview doesn't mean that you've done it before. It just means you know it. That's why in most interview, I mean, the ones I know, they just give you a car rank because they can't truly test how well you know this stuff. They can only guess how well you know it. They can't truly test it, right? So all these things that you see is going to really help, right? So try to get involved. Hopefully, you learn something, one or two things. So let's move on to the next thing. That's going to be our boss, next word.
Hello everyone. Good evening.
Hey.
Yeah, really had a lot of work to do during the week. Initially, when the week started, we gave ourselves tasks to work on. Well, last week, boss asked us to work on authentication and basically authentication and registration and the profile aspect of the application. So I and Mano jump on the call and talk about how we intend to work on the back end. So we separated it. We work on the social authentications. I work on customer authentication and registrations. Then I also worked on the profile. So I worked on two models, the user model and also the profile model. Okay, I sent a bunch of pull requests. The problem was that okay, it was passing the Git Actions Django CI and CD test, but Codacy had some that style guide I had to follow. Well, so basically, I've not fixed all the issues yet, so it's still failing the Codacy test for their own standards. So I'm still working on that. I think Femi recommended a package for probably formatting my code to something that is much more better than I was doing. Okay, so let me just share my screen and show what we've worked on so far. Can I do that actually? Hello? Can I share my screen?
Yeah, you can go ahead and share your screen. Yeah.
So let's see. Well, I just basically check GitHub and just basically looked up how people structure API code, APIs. Then I found this structure where this is the main project, is and other details. Then this is the app that Django provides. So the Django has one API. Then we have a bunch of URLs. For now, since this we worked on user model and the profile model. Then we also use the uset package in Django that Django provides. So this is the path to the URL. So once you do probably where it's hosted, now locally, so probably localhost slash then the port number, then v1 then slash user. Then these are my views where I write my logic essentially. Okay, for the JS guys, it's like these views is like it's like our controllers in when we're writing JavaScript. Like Python we use MVT.
They use what?
It is MVT. Like their views is like their controllers. It's where you write.
Okay. Okay.
So Django exposes all the CRUD operations, create, read, and update. So I needed to block some of them that I do not need to use. Like when the person, because I use the default user that Django provides, which is this Django provides. I just imported it. Then also I need to block updates because we only want to provide registration for users and login. So when you register, yeah, it returns you what you had filled and tells you successful. Then, but when you try to log in, it returns you your token, your auth token, which you use to probably have access to the application. So Django exposed the updates, the update the operation. So I blocked it and returned the for bad request. I also blocked the ability to also delete a user. Well, for now, probably maybe later on we'll probably to integrate. Let's say user wants to probably delete his account. We'll probably write some logic that will probably show that will help user to do that. Probably check if he's authenticated and also check if it is the user that actually created the account. Then also block retrieve. List is like basically retrieves all the users in the database. So I also blocked that too. The user should not do that. Then yeah, I also like in Django, after you have probably said use let's say user slash one, let's say the user's number, user ID, you can retrieve that person's particular ID. So I think I didn't want it that way because we'll not probably use it that way. So I just also blocked it too. So for the profile, we have I also blocked the update, the create, and the destroy. So when the person or just registers, like he already creates a profile automatically. So I don't need to actually. So then I also blocked all of these operations. So so here in this list, okay, this list checks if the user is authenticated. Here I use this token for authentication, and this profile is only accessible by only an authenticated user. So, but this operation for bringing out the particular user just checks if the user is in database in the register database. This is an ORM. Basically, just gets the particular user and returns only his data, not everyone's data, only his data. So then in the serializer, it returns the ID. Sorry, yeah, it returns his ID, Facebook user, phone lab profile. Then this user basically it also returns the particular user that was registered, his own data too. Because you will not because here is just you only have your Facebook and your phone number and your profile, which is your picture. But the user has other fields that are important, like your name, username, email, and probably your password. So this one basically edits your profile. So there's a route I made here, a post route. If the user wants to update his account, he can change his socials, he can change his Facebook user, his phone, and also his profile picture. Though I'm still having issues working with Django with APIs. Though I was able to do it from the admin and it worked, but from the API, I think there's some error somewhere. To upload, but it won't save into this folder profile. Okay, let me just run the demo of application. Yeah, I'm running my server is running locally. It's not live yet. And I've not documented it yet, so I'll run it locally. This one is live. Okay, let's say I want to create a new user. Let's say James. Then his name is first name is James. So it accepts 5 arguments or attributes: username, first name, last name, email, and password. Let's say I'm James, and my first name is also let's say still James. Let's say James. I want to probably use James 17. Sorry. 17. Then I want to also use Douglas. He has my email. James Douglas 17 or something like that. So basically, for now, I'm using the same email, same password rather. Sorry. So when I put all this data, then I send request. So it returns status 201 created, and returns my data. So the front end client has this data to play around with the application. Then, but right now I can't. It doesn't log me in directly. I still have to go to this route, and yeah, this route James 17. Then I go to this route. What's the put my username and password. Then I will send. When I send, it returns my token. So this token gives me access to the application, and it basically is an encrypted key that shows that it basically has all my data. So I can use it to access my profile in this route. So profile is get. Sorry, my profile here. And without adding the header information, I should not get access because it should be authentic only for authenticated users. So I returns authentication credentials were not provided, so I can't do that. So I'll go back to my where I got my token. Get my token. So probably in client, they have to probably save this authentication token in a probably local storage or probably session data or something like that. So I'll go back here, then place in my authentication header. That's the answer. Oh, how did I do this myself? I mean, sorry.
What are you looking for? Bear token. Okay.
That's why I should do this time. Coming, sorry. Basic odds. Basic odds. Oh. Okay, I think I've seen it there. So authorization. Let's try to. Sorry, I'm having issues right now. I don't know
What do you want to do?
There should be a way for me to pass my token. I think I've forgotten I did it. Okay, basically, okay, someone told me suggest a beg.
I think it should be in the header.
It should be in the header, right? What did I even do? Yesterday, I was playing around with this key. History. Sorry.
No problem.
Okay, yes, yeah, authorization. Okay. So I'll place my token somewhere here.
I think it's also possible for you to set the token without having to like put it directly in the header, whereby this thing Postman is going to automatically inject it. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, it's but don't worry about that right now.
Yeah, I'll check it out then.
Mm-hmm.
So
is it possible that way?
Yeah, it's you have to set the token for the environment. I think you have to set an environment. Then in that environment, you set some header. So anytime you make a request, those header automatically get injected as part of your request. So I don't have to set token for every year. But it's okay. It's okay.
Send and yeah. So when it gets checks that I'm a user and it returns me my own data.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
the the Facebook username and the phone number and all of those things, they are not present yet. You can update them within the application and within profiles, but it returns my user, that particular user, and all the details that you will use to register.
Okay.
Where is that? Yes. So body. Yeah, body. Let's see from data. So here I could now update stuff like Facebook username, user stuff like my phone number, and also stuff like my profile. Profile is a file, so I'll change to file. Phone number, probably basic numbers. Then I can now add my username. I see, I don't know, fixing, something like that. So I need to add my auth information. Yes, authorization, token. Oh, okay, the post request rather, sorry. I sent, what's it doing now? Blah, 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 blah. Okay, I forgot the route. The route is actually update profile because I had to use I found out that I couldn't actually really tamper with this update the profile here. When I tried to probably customize it to what I wanted to do, and it will return errors. So I don't know if I'm correct, but basically when I tried to basically try and correct what probably customize it to what I wanted to do, to return errors for me. So I had to create a new route called update profile with what I really wanted to do. I wanted to just pass it, make it accept my token. Then it will not have to use yeah, I set my token. Then it will not have to use uh that feature that Django exposes, where you do probably slash the ID and or something like that. But I didn't want to do that. I just want to use only the authentication details. So update profile. So initially when we registered, we were returned the ID of the user, which was 37. So when we want to update the user here to, let's say, edit his profile, obviously we will save the ID as well as the token, probably in local storage or something like that. The ID and the token, the ID of the particular user. We had it here too. Yes. So ID. Authorization. Token. Send. Then returns my ID, which is 24. Then when I'm here, then I change here to 24. Then the token is here. Then I can send. Body details is here. Select the file. Probably, something that is small. and it should return that it's been updated. Okay, so it is updated successfully. Well, presently, okay, let me see. In profile here, when I check profile here, it should show that it's been updated. Profile here. Yeah, it returns my updated string, Dixon, number, and profile. So that route works. So far, I've worked on 4 routes: login, registration, retrieving the user's profile, and also updating his profile with his Facebook username, his phone number, and his profile if he chooses to do so. Yeah, I think one issue I also remember while I was working on it was that I'm not fixed yet was that when a person updates his profile, he should delete his previous profile so that we will not be storing pictures or what something that we will not use. That can probably make the application performance.
I don't
So
understand.
okay, like when I update my profile,
okay,
my picture, it should delete my previous picture, not save 2 of them.
Oh, okay, makes sense.
Because presently it saved them in this. He saved them here inside a folder within the application profile, and saved it as this was the image. So I thought it would be redundant when you're having saving media that probably would not use again or something like that. I write a logic that will check that. But so far, this is what I have here. I have not documented the APIs yet. I tried using Postman to document. I think I didn't write the markdown well, so it was appearing very ugly. So I'll probably use something that is much simpler to use. So I'll document it and yeah. So
Right.
I use the normal SQLite database that comes with
SQLite. Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean that works fine. That works fine right now.
So Aziz recommended that when we Emmanuel said probably when we deploy, probably within the week I will take it to a staging server, probably like Heroku or something else. Then we'll probably use Postgres there. So I already said we added okay, this is the issue we have right now. In the pull request, fine, it's passing the normal Django CLI that Deep Action provides. Yeah, this one is passing them. But is this one is it saying bad PR? Not up to standard. I couldn't understand what this meant by saying missing doc screen in magic method.
Yeah, it just means that there's in Python, right? There's called docstring. Just think of docstring as just documentation for a particular function. You start with 3 dots, 1, 2, 3. You write whatever you want to write, like multi-line blocks. I don't know if you know, like multi-line. If you want to document a function in Python, right? At the beginning of the function or the method, you put 1, 2, 3 bars. Then 1, 2, 3. In between that, you can write as many things as you want. So what happens is that when somebody wants to generate documentation for that particular
sorry, you mean comments?
Yeah, comments. Yeah, multi-line comments. Yeah.
Multi-line comments. Okay.
Yeah, multi-line comments. So what happens is that there's this particular tool that can go into those functions and grab those multi-line comments and just grab them and produce them as a documentation. It's the same thing in Java doc. Yeah, that's what that guy is talking about.
Okay. So there are a bunch of them. They're actually very plenty. So this was what I reduced them to. I have errors in serializer, missing doc, the same one that was here. The method could be a function, also here too. I'll still look at how I can make it better.
It's good. It's good that it's we are using this thing because when the person that wants to hire you next is going to check your code, he might have issue with that. Someone that's going to hire you in the future, like, this guy does not document anything. Which kind of engineer is this, right? So it's good that I'm actually happy that you guys integrated this code this year, or whatever it's called. So yeah, it's actually a good thing. So try to fix it.
Okay, I'll so, it means recovery, password recovery. Do I only make it very simple that I will not have to write too much code here. But the plan was that when the person probably forgets his password, then put his email, we receive email in the database, then we'll email him I don't know if we'll probably email him his own a password that he can change, or okay, we'll mail him a link to change it. I'll think of it and write it before the next meeting.
No. I think so let me just quickly chip in something. For that one, for the forget password, the way that I think makes sense is emailing me a link. So is that link you use to check the person is going to use to change this password.
Okay.
So in the link you just store some maybe token inside, and you should generate some things inside, like the email to check if this person that's actually requested for change passwords is actually working on it. I wanted to ask you for that, which database are you using? Okay.
Yeah,
you already mentioned it, SQLite. Like that one is like a local database now on the device, right?
Yeah. It's a go ahead.
It's not production database, right?
Think of it as a library that exposes a file as a database. That's SQLite. So on the back end, it's actually writing to a file.
Okay.
SQLite is actually writing to a file, but when you interact with it, it looks like a database, like a MySQL. So it's mostly for testing.
My here browser using SQLite, like web browser to store stuff like Apache.
Yeah, a lot of things use it. A lot of things. It's for like very small scale kind of database, things like test. Go ahead, Emmanuel.
Yeah, that code I want to ask, is it just meant for inspecting code? Because my first pull request did not pass it at all.
It just checks your code against a standard, like a best practice. Like see the stuff, and I said not up to standard. This pull request quality could be better. Then it now grades your. Go back.
Okay, that's all.
Go back again. I go back to my code now. In my README, it tells me that what is it again? That my code quality is C. So if it's A now, okay, it's probably top notch.
All right. So folks, I beg. So I mean, I like the fact that we have it installed, though. But good job on this. I know that you just started learning about Django, right?
Yeah. It's been a project-based learning kind of thing.
Yeah, it is. So it's actually very nice, to be honest. I like the progress that you've made so far. I'm actually very, very impressed. I don't look like I'm impressed, but I'm actually very impressed about progress that you've made. You guys should just keep working on it. I would like other teammates to start reviewing each other pull requests. I'm going to really appreciate if other team members start, reviewing others' pull requests. And also, we should not have more than 3 pull requests at a given time. Before we submit the subsequent pull requests, make sure that the ones in progress are reviewed and merged or closed. And the reason why companies do that is because not to put like an overload. Make sure we fix whatever issue that with the existing pull request before we bring in like subsequent pull requests. Because if we keep piling pull requests on pull requests, when it's time to review, You might have even forgotten what you actually submitted the pull request for or why you made a decision. So we shouldn't have like more than 3 pull requests in flight. If anyone, once we get to 3 pull requests, we should review that, merge it before bringing a new one. Okay? And other people, other members of the team, please, you have to review a pull request. I know you might not understand what is going on. The goal is to discuss what is going on with the person that submitted the pull request. Then you guys can decide, okay, I think we are wrong based on what we know, or I think we are right based on what we understand, and we can merge. Okay?
All right, sir.
All right. The same thing applies to the other team members too. Don't submit like 10 pull requests and be like, okay, I don't submit pull request, and then I go review them. Yeah, so
like Okogan.
All right. So good job, everybody. I really appreciate it.
Aziz, do you have an addition?
Yes, the front end, the front end. So I think I worked on 2 pages though, just the login and the sign up page. Please share screen.
Do you want to share screen so that we can critique you?
Okay. Sharing my screen. Yeah.
What is this?
Your
all jokes.
Your attorney is on the
call. Calm down, it's not at your turn.
Okay. I'm just joking, yeah.
All right. So from the design here. God, don't start now.
Oh boy, check out that word for
Wow.
12 gig.
C. Abi?
Yes.
Mine is 8.
I have to. It's qualified.
And it's still laggy like this.
Look at his Chrome. He's open to Chrome. Chrome that normally chop RAM like biscuits.
I have some things running but like I have that thing how to still run very well.
Guys, they get the boss.
All right, continue.
Network.
Hello?
When they say we should not buy glue, you know answer. You find glue.
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Can hear you.
Just be talking.
Yeah, we can hear you.
This thing feels like setup.
Glow waited for him to it's time to present, and I went off. They're like, yeah, he's there. Yeah, go off network. Just off it.
This guy back button is huge, oh. Is it going back to 1900 or what? All right. I think he won't be able to present, but it's fine. I'm really impressed with what everyone has done so far, right? Let's keep working on this. As you can see, if we give ourselves like 1 or 2 months, we are going to move faster. We are going to write in code faster. I mean, you guys can sense it, right? So, I'm really impressed.
Yes.
Does anyone have anything else that they want to chip in?
So, concerning commenting on the pull request,
yeah,
is it necessary for someone to make a comment? Because before next week we'll make a pull request, we do discuss it, check it together. Is it necessary for us to comment on it?
Yeah. I would really appreciate if you guys can comment. Yeah, let me know that you guys are actually participating. Right.
And I feel okay.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Okay, and I feel commenting because when I was writing the code, so I actually wrote a lot of comments there, like most time on each line itself to tell what that line is actually doing. So I actually made things look very, very simple. So the person that will be reading the code next time will look, this is what's actually going on. So when you use comments to back it up, it's not only also for your future self. Because my write code now that I might not really understand, but when you go back in maybe come back in the next year and you want to check something, okay, what this line isn't even doing with the comments there, you can actually this is what this line the one of the advantages of writing comment on code.
Yeah, it's very important, and also for your future self or your other teammate that are not present at this point in your discussion, right? And also for you to come back in the future and just like, I think that and I said the other time doesn't make much sense. So for just to review yourself also, it's very important. Yeah, comment is very important. Does anyone have any other comments? All right. I think that's all I have. That's all I have for today.
Okay.
All right. So.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Sorry. So are there other tools that I can use for documenting APIs that are much easier than what I already know? I know Swagger, I know Postman.
There's one that I'm thinking of. I will check for you and I'll send the link to this general Slack group.
Okay.
There's one that I saw recently on this new state management for Flutter Viva, or the way the stuff is. So I'll send the link.
All right.
Postman is very for documentation. Since you can just document your directly from the Postman. I think it's very easy. And it's not like you want to make it that extravagant. Just do something. So I mean, Postman can do everything.
If you have a tool that can help you with it, it's totally fine. I mean, my own thing though, what I've done is just write the code directly, and I have tool that export those comments into like a doc format. So I mean, but if you have a tool that you want to use, sure, totally fine with it. Right. One thing before we go, one thing I'm thinking about doing is I want to introduce right now we meet like once a week. I would like to introduce like something midweek whereby we just focus on interviews, interview question, no pressure. All of us just come on call, and we throw interview question out there and we answer it one by one. Okay? It doesn't have
sounds nice.
hacker rank, general coding practices, things like that.
Okay.
That's been cool, right? I need to take a course on them. I go on data structure soon.
Yeah. Sometimes it could be a 30-minute discussion. Nothing really, no pressure. But if you don't get our question, go ahead.
It sounds sweet, I can even build my confidence from the mock questions. Because most of all these platforms to do mock interview now, like you have to pay.
Your network will work when you want to talk, when you want to present now.
This guy.
I told you that was set up. I told you to set up.
This guy is savage.
Next time you enter his day and you tell him.
I told you to set up. And you started this finish. Now when it's mute.
I mean, it's fine. It's fine. It happens. Stop using my bad Jebu network. I mean, we are just clowning each other right now. No Ninja network now. Even my own network right now. Hotel network is bad. Hotel network is very, very bad. So
bad.
Yeah, it is very bad.
I noticed like there's little lag.
Huh?
The speed.
I noticed there was a little lag in the network.
Let me check my speed on my internet. Yeah. Let me check. Run speed tag. It's very bad. It's about my download is about 4.3 megabit. Yeah, wait, this thing drunk. My download is about 4.34 megabit per second.
Oh, okay. That's slow compared to what you guys have there.
Yeah, that's very slow. Yeah, it's very slow. Maybe the fact that I'm on VPN also. So, but by the way,
okay.
So we are going to start that. Just meet together and talk about. Just talk about like. I'm hearing echo. Just talk about this thing. Interview questions. Ask ourselves question. That's basically what we're going to be doing. Yeah. I'm just going to pick a time. I'm going to pick a time, and if you have, it's not a must to attend, but it's advisable for you to attend. All right.
Okay.
Anyone else have anything else? Okay.
You've not talked about what you work on for the week.
I mean, just what you're working on right now. For example, the Nigerian API, the code. I'm going to part of your meeting. Just the code that you're working on. Continue working on it, and also the depth notification service, right? They have a PR in flight, so let them review that and build on that, basically. And yeah, basically. Okay. Any other like question or comment? All right,
No, I don't have it.
All right, folks. The boy is about to step out. All right, thanks. Have a very good afternoon, everybody, or evening. Why is everyone quiet here? And why is Aziz quiet? Because
his network, Abi.
Where is the man, Femi? Femi. Don't ever show your face.
I know,
don't
right?
know video. Let us see your face.
I swear, Femi never. I mean, I'm telling you. Femi,
Just show
Guys,
your
there's
tie and
no lights.
maybe he's not alone. That's why he doesn't want to show it. He's not alone. There's one girl that is staying like quietly.